Happy Friday, everyone. Reposition my camera here. Hope everybody's having an awesome Friday night. I just realized I need to go get my microphone. Left it upstairs like a dumbass. I need a little be right back sign that I can just stick right here. All right, microphone's plugged in now. All right, what do I want to do tonight? This is definitely not going to work. With my camera rig like this. Let's figure out a better way to do this. Alright. Trying to reposition my camera rig so it's not in my freaking way. How? Son of a bitch. Just kind of getting set up here. I was getting bored sitting in the house doing pretty much fucking nothing, so here we are. I'll be setting these parts aside and working on the Gwen of Spiders. I have been, my wife and I both have been a little under the weather for like the last week now, actually. So I haven't gotten anything done really this week. Well, I have gotten some shit done, just not as much as I would like to. I personally would have liked to have been finished with this model by now, but shit happens. How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully super well. So I think I'm going to start off with, I'm just getting, oh, okay. Well, that's a little chingered too. I got to clean this up. I got to clean these lines up here and then add some, probably just some Nuln Oil or a panel line wash in these little divots. And then I like the look of the two different blacks. I think I'm going to roll with that and use kind of like a more of a gloss black on her pants, and then leave this as is. But I want to add a little panel liner or some Nuln Oil to get into these little cracks, just to darken up and bring a little more life to this fabric, I guess. I did get her arms done for the most part to my satisfaction. About as good as it's going to get. If I would have had it my way, the arms would have been separate. I don't know if the model came like this or if this is just how it was printed, but it was really, really difficult to get into some of these parts here, and did the best I could with it. I mean, I'm fairly happy with the results, but not completely up to the caliber I would have liked it to be. And that's just how shit goes sometimes. That being said, I think I'm going to start by just cleaning this up so we can get moving on the pants. And once her body's done, I can start doing the fucking portrait, and then we'll be really close to calling it good on this one. So I just need a little pink cup here. Need to add another little napkin to add some extra padding. God, I sound terrible. So how's everybody doing? What's happening tonight? Happy Friday. This is that Corvus Black that I've been using on this portion of her body. I'm gonna have to angle this down a little more because I got to bring it a little closer so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Corvus Black. Brush I'm using on this one is just an angular flat to do these edgings. Simple. And I'm going to need my magnifiers for those. Which I use these ones here. Got these on Amazon for like, I think they were like $25. Pretty good deal. They work. I like them. The light on them is pretty bright, although I don't use it very much because my studio light is, my workspace light is extremely bright. Alright. Get some paint on this brush and get moving. A little bit of moistness. Yeah, I gotta reposition my microphone here. Let me find something better. Clip it onto my. Will that work? Gotta find something to clip it onto. Oh wait, I got a magnet I can use for it. And of course, the magnet doesn't stick to anything on my camera rig. So there it goes. All right, that'll work. Hopefully, I don't start over-modulating. Oops. Trying to do this without bumping my head into the camera. Let me try and get a more overhead view. Thanks for dropping in tonight and hanging out. Sorry I'm all scratchy. It's going to have to work that way, I think. Does that work all right? You guys see okay, everything? Hopefully the autofocus doesn't fuck it up too much. I like these flat brushes for doing this type of outlining work. Kind of nice because you got different edges you can work with that will help you get the job done. That's the best way I can put it. Oops. Over a little bit right there. Now I'm just blending this out. Couple little spots back here to fix real quick. There we go. I think that looks good. All right. I think Nuln Oil is going to, well, actually, I'm going to stick with Nuln Oil. I was thinking I would use Drakenhof Nightshade to do these little divots in this fabric, but I just feel like I don't want it to be too blue looking. Because the Nightshade's, it looks like a real shadow or something. It's blue. And I don't want it to look like that. I'm going for more of a comic book feel. I'll wipe off my camera here real quick. That's better. I can actually see now. I can see my screen. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I'm gonna pause for a second just to say hi and stuff. What's everybody up to tonight? Besides hanging out with me, which is like the coolest thing you could possibly do. I really appreciate all my new subscribers and my old subscribers that have been coming in to hang out lately. You guys are dope. The dopest. I think I am going to be ordering another iPhone pretty soon, like a refurbished one on Amazon. That way, I can set up like a little monitor right in front of me without having to keep looking at my camera, my other iPhone that I film with. So I feel like I miss quite a bit of chat sometimes. It's either that or I just have a bunch of really quiet, chill people that come to visit my channel while I'm painting, which is totally cool. I love and appreciate anybody that stops in, whether you say hi or not. All right, let's get some Nuln Oil out. Guess I should shake this up a little bit first. Now, if you've never seen this stuff or used it before, it's freaking magical for as a wash to get certain effects. You're going to see that here and there and everywhere as I apply that. It's going to get into all these little divots and stuff just great and add some depth to them. Great stuff. Good way to really quickly add some character to your piece. I don't like the way that brush is working on it though. Try with this one. I'm not going for like perfect uniformity here on this fabric stuff either. It's also a little glossy, so it I don't know, it's just got some cool properties. I really love this stuff. I don't know all the crazy technical jargon that some people might use for this. I just say what comes to mind. Keep it simple. I hope none of you guys got this crappy ass cough that's been going around. It's like this weird freaking summer cough. It's been awful. Really knocked my wife down. She's got allergy issues to begin with. God damn it. It was my fault. Me just not being careful enough. I don't know if I like it with the Nuln oil in there. Looking at it as it dries, and I feel like it just needs to be white. Or like a really light gray. What do you guys think? Might not translate well on camera, but should be good enough. I don't particularly like it. I think I want to do just white on it. I think that would look just fine. Nope. Bear with me a second. I gotta come off camera. This isn't gonna work out the way I'm trying to do it. Need to have. I gotta have better access to her chest area real quick without having to fiddle with the camera in my face. This should only take a moment. Okay. Cool. All right. We gotta let that dry for a few before I can work on some other stuff. That being said, I can take a minute and chat with everyone. What's happening? There we go. That I think I can actually work with that angle better. So before I can move on, I feel like I want to go back over this. It's just not. It's not catching me. I don't. I feel like it should just be stark white or like a light gray. I don't need the Nolan oil accents in there or anything. Again, I'm kind of trying to go for a comic book feel to the character overall. Um, what do you guys think? Whoever's watching here, comment in the chat. Let me know what you think about these two white stripes on the costume. Like, does that look right to you? Is that? I mean, I'm not digging it. I think I should just paint it like a light gray or a white. What do you guys think? Drop a hello. I'm gonna get the chat to come up on here. I don't know. What on this? Maybe it'd be easier if I just don't have music. I guess I gotta play music on YouTube or something. I don't know. Yeah, no, okay. Nobody's chatting. That's cool. Can you guys chat? Is it like freaking? Do I have chat disabled or something? Mm, okay. Hmm. Seems like I feel like I got my settings right. I should be able to see the chat, but I'm not seeing anything. Oh, princess, I can see you now. I think I just got it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a little new to this YouTube crap. Let me see. Chat filter, top messages. No, I don't want top messages. Show all messages. There we go. Princessa. Some is better than none. Okay, Saturday here, 5 a.m. Can't sleep, can't paint. First time I'm catching a live, okay, a live stream, I guess. And this is some good vibes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Glupa Princesa. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Would be very comic booky. Light gray with leaving some white in the middle would be very comic booky. I agree. I think that's kind of what I'm going with. No, I'm sorry. It, you're not talking to yourself. I finally caught up to the conversation, so you're okay. Unfortunately, I had to sacrifice the music I was playing, though. Let me see if I can bring it up on my monitor here that I have YouTube on. And then I can get back to doing my thing, because my thing is very music oriented typically. So, Glupa, it is Saturday where you are. I'm guessing you are located somewhere in Europe. Would I be correct? Bingo. Okay. So, somewhere in Europe. Um, Glupa Princessa. That sounds very Italian. Would I be correct in guessing that you are somewhere near Italy? Latin based language. Excuse my sinuses in my voice. Think more Slavic. Oh, okay. Ukraine, no. Poland. Are you in Poland? And by the way, no matter where you're from, thank you very much for stopping in and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Turn more Slavic. God, forgive me if I'm being ignorant. My geography might be a little off. Is, is, is Poland, is that considered Slavic? Ukraine? No, Ukraine would be Slavic, wouldn't they? Bavaria? I'm not looking anything up on my phone, so I'm kind of waiting on you. Turn on. I'm also guessing that you're female. No offense if I'm not using your correct the correct way you identify with. Don't want to sound insensitive. Turn Did I lose you, Glupa? Excuse me. Well, there you are. Didn't think of name back in the day when I made the account. Okay. So I'm stretching then. I'm trying to find us some YouTube safe music that I can listen to what I was listening to earlier. But I wanted to just keep playing. See if this works. This is like really easygoing, mellow stuff when I'm working. Okay, that might work. Okay, I think we're dry here. Oh, there's still a little dampness in there. We gotta clean that up. So where were we? Okay, so more Slavic. I give up. I'm not sure. I want to say Ukraine. In which case, if you are, fucking awesome. Thanks for being here. My heart and my love goes to all of Ukraine and wherever you're from. I don't know. I'm totally guessing. Okay, let's see here. Light gray with white in the middle. I like the way you're thinking. Jerry, my buddy, what's happening, man? I was just sitting here chatting with Glupa Princessa. I had my chat all fucked up for a minute there. Let's see here. Jerry, what's your opinion? I was thinking, I don't like the way the Null Oil turned out on these white stripes here, and I feel like in keeping more comic booky feeling on this model, I was thinking I wanted to do something more along the lines of just like regular, like just white, or even uh, Glupa Princessa had a good idea to do like a light gray with white in the middle, kind of would look very comic booky, and I have to agree. I think that might be pretty cool. Oh, you know what's dope is now I can aim my camera any which way I want. Oh shit! You know what? I just had an epiphany about my monitor. I can set up Pandora radio on my monitor. Yeah, I like the gray with white idea too. I think that's a good idea that that person shared. I think we're gonna try that. So let's see. A little light gray on this medicine cup here. This is what I call my lazy palette. I don't feel like dealing with my wet palette and everything, so fuck it. Um, okay. Let's grab a little drop of water here. Don't want it to be too thick. Glupa, did we lose you? Glupa Princessa? And you know, if you don't like your name, Glupa, on YouTube, you can go into your settings and change it, by the way. Just saying. I did that with mine. My channel was not originally called the 3D Painter. I don't know how that's translating on camera, but so far the gray looks pretty sweet. just using like a really light gray. Serbia. Well, welcome, Serbia. So, what? I'm not super familiar with Serbia at all, or the Serbian language. What's your primary language there in Serbia, if I may ask? You said Slavic, so I'm guessing like Russian derivative, perhaps, or Arabic. Welcome, Serbia. I don't. That's pretty freaking cool. I don't think I've ever had somebody from Serbia come in and hang out on the channel. I love it. That's awesome. The closest I have ever been to Syria or to Serbia would be Shanghai, China. I lived in Shanghai all of 2015. Part of Yugoslavia, so a few countries all speak really similar. Okay, that's cool. I love that, like, you can go to like 12 different countries in Europe in a day. You know, like it'd be like me traveling to different states in the United States. I mean, I don't know. The USA is even larger though. Like, it'll take you a whole day to drive through a lot of the states here. Oh, you guys are definitely something, especially the way, especially the way things in the United States are right now. Without getting into political conversation, because I don't do that on my channel. Like, shit's pretty fucked up here right now, unfortunately. Um, I like to think of myself as a man of culture and world worldly ideals. I love everyone from all over the world, no matter what language you speak, no matter what color your skin is. I fucking love you, and I appreciate you being on this planet and sharing it with me. That's how I feel in general about people. Um, I wish more people were of like mind in that respect. I think our world would be. I think it'd be a lot happier for most of us if we treated each other like that. A lot of people out there missing out on some really fucking good food because they're scared to get out of their fucking zip code. I don't know if you know what a zip code is, Glupa, but here in the States, depending on where you are from, different regions have different code numbers basically um, to help out with our mail system. I'm sure you guys have something similar there. Well, I'm going to go over that in white anyways. I don't know why I'm worried about that. Okay. Moving on. Oh, I was having the same issue. I'm almost wondering if YouTube changed a setting or something because I had to manually go in and set up my chat window to actually display all the chats. Poor Gloop over there was thinking they were talking to themselves. Felt kind of bad, so I had to read through all the chat and address everything that I had missed. But I think we got that all under control now, so here we are. I should go on YouTube's like recap thing. They probably did some weird update and added some shit that I didn't know about or ignorantly missed. I try to keep up on that stuff when they change shit, just in case I need to go and change a setting. And here I am, possibly of missing out on something that I should have not missed out on. Yeah, Gloop, I like your idea with the gray. I think that's looking a lot cleaner. I can imagine like kind of some like a bright white streak kind of in the middle to highlight that area. I like the idea. Color I care about is only money. Okay. It's a good color. I know I work for an American company, lots of shipping addresses to catch up with. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you know exactly what I meant. That's a great way to put it, though. The only color I care about is money. You don't strike me as somebody who's greedy, though. TV keeps lagging behind. It isn't live. It's always 3 or 4 seconds behind. Bro, I have that issue. Um, just looking at my monitor on my iPad compared to what I'm filming live, there's like a 4 second delay. I almost wonder if YouTube does that on purpose in case you're doing some nefarious shit. I don't know. It's a conspiracy. We're all gonna die. Which also, by the way, Jerry, thanks for stopping in. Looks like we got 5 people hanging out and watching right now. That's cool. Who else is in here? You know, Jerry. I mean, to be fair, it might even be on my end because my internet is. I'm using Wi-Fi from my house, which is upstairs from my garage, and through several walls. So who knows? Maybe it's lagging on my end. Like my voice is coming through, but the video's behind or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to be talking to my internet provider here pretty soon to see about um, having them install a hard line down here in my studio so that I can have, like really close by Wi-Fi signal. Excuse me, that isn't going through walls and shit. Gotta rinse off my brush here. And we'll let that dry for a minute. And then we're gonna do some white next. Gloopa's idea, I like it. By the way, thank you again. I think it's more YouTube issues. I had something similar the other day on a different stream, trying to catch up and clicking like crazy, live like crazy. Okay, yeah, all right. So even in Serbia, they're having issues. Yeah, maybe YouTube's just fucked up. It's government solar flares, Jewish space lasers. That's the problem. I think we've pinpointed it. Oh, this cough is so miserable. I've had this cough for a week now. It started, I know, I'm smoking. I'm a dumbass. Okay, you don't have to tell me. But yeah, I had this cough start last week. And here we are. Okay, I'm impatient. I'm going to use the blow dryer for a second. I think I see a little spot that I let. Yeah, I do. See how that dries up. But anyhow, yeah, I was really having some issues with this cough, hence my voice being so baritone right now. And I mean, my voice is always pretty baritone, but um, scratchy and whatnot, a little nasally. Thank you. My wife and I both smoke. I definitely cut back a lot when I had the cough. Um, and I don't typically smoke too much while I'm painting either. It's when I'm sedentary and not doing something that I tend to want to have a cigarette. And I smoke clove cigarettes. So I kind of just puff on them, really. So I'm trying to find Pandora. I don't know how that works on this TV. Um, what is this? How about, does Amazon have like a music channel? Oh wait, here's App Store. Duh. I have this fucking smart TV that I bought and I have no idea how it works. I only use YouTube on it. Stars, Pillow. Okay, here's entertainment. So, Roku. I just want music. Okay, popular apps. Alexa enabled. No, let's try popular apps. Dude, I just want like Pandora. Does my TV do that or not? Okay, let's look for P. I pay for Pandora, so that's why I'm trying to get it up on my monitor TV here. Oh, there it is, Pandora. Okay, cool. Pandora music for TV. Download, you own it. Yes, I do. Cool. Okay, here we go. We're getting somewhere now. Yay. It's lagging, but we're getting somewhere. So, Glupa, what is your what does a typical Saturday look like for you there in Serbia, if I may ask? Oh God, I think I crashed my TV. Let's turn it off and turn it on. And how was your day, Jerry? What what did you do today? Okay, here's Amazon Music. This one particular band that I'm looking for right now, I know is safe to play, and there's no lyrics. It's mostly instrumental stuff, so it's not super distracting with the chat. Here we go. I think this is gonna work. There definitely must be some lag in the chat going on here. Cool, this is working. I just put on Amazon Music. It works. I should state that the music you hear in the background, I do not own the rights to any of it. I just happen to like this group when I'm working. And if you like what you hear, please check them out. The name of the band is called Lanterna. That needs a little more water. I don't want it to be too bright, too bold. The line here. Yeah, I'm missing my Chinese class right now. They sure are persistent. It's like I haven't missed a class in like, I think I'm going on a 15, 16-day streak right now with my Mandarin classes, and I'll get on it tonight, but it's just not going to be right now. I'm not ignoring anyone. If anyone's talking, I think the chat's just like severely laggy or something. So I apologize. Here I am trying to have a nice Friday night live stream, and I can't keep up with anybody's chat. Is it frozen on my end? Nope. Okay. Fucking weird. I apologize to anyone if the chats aren't coming through. I feel like YouTube's on the fritz or something. I'm not sure. Had a couple other viewers in here, subscribers hanging out, and saying the chat was really laggy. So I apologize. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's something on my end. No, now the chat just caught up. Oh, I'm sorry you have a long day tomorrow, brother. Yeah, get some good rest. Is it hard going of Nuln oil. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Nuln oil is very, very easy to use, depending on the effect you're going for and what you want it to do. In this case, putting it into these little tiny divots on her costume, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It wasn't pleasant looking, so I didn't. I changed my mind and went with your idea there, Glupa. I like the gray and white. I think that looks better. I'm not sure how it's translating on camera, but it gives some decent texture to it. Much closer, if not spot on, for the look I was going for. So I thank you for the idea. I like it. I'm using a little bit of alcohol on a Q-tip here because I see a spot that dripped. Speaking of Nuln oil, and this alcohol can soften that up and clean it nice. Then I can paint over it again. There we go. And then we'll just use a drop of paint to go back over that spot. Okay. So, yeah. To go over it again. Now, if I go over it with Nuln oil again, it's basically just going to create the same effect on the surface here that I was working with, and I didn't like the way it looked. So I'm just going to leave it with this gray and white kind of streakish look. I think it looks good overall. It'll translate well when the whole model's put together. Again, I was kind of going for not hyper realism. I'm not going for hyper realism on this model. I want her to have a comic book feel and presence to her. Um, so that's what we're doing. I don't know that my brain's really braining much either at this moment. Turn the music down a little bit. I think I'm gonna crack the hatch a little bit though. It's a little warm in here. There. Ooh, some nice evening air. Love it. There we go. Sorry if you can hear the cars in the background. There is a freeway or highway close to my house, and my studio is located down in the garage. So oh, thank you. That that if it's translating that well on camera, then that makes me happy because that is essentially the look I'm going for. This model was created by Abe 3D and printed by Kenny over at Hobby Link International. And he did a giveaway, and like a kind of like a random drawing giveaway. Well, me being typical dumbass I am, apparently the way you won the model was you had to leave a comment in the video that he did the giveaway on, and I commented, not realizing that those were the rules. Long story short, that my name got entered into the contest and I won. And of course, I'm a creator on YouTube and I got shit tons of models that I can't seem to sell, much less just they're taking up space in my studio here. But anyhow, I said, hey, why don't we do another giveaway? I'll paint it and then we'll give the model away to somebody who wants it. They can enter the drawing and we'll give it away. So that's what Spider Gwen here is all about. I'm painting this for someone out there that wants to enter the drawing and have a chance to win her through Hobby Link International. So it's going to be pretty, it should be pretty fun. Now for this part, I'm using Nuln Oil because I want it to get into those details on this fabric or whatever it is, her body armor. And Nuln Oil is really good at getting into the little tiny cracks and crevices and adding some depth to it. It's not super noticeable here because we're using it on light colors, but it's doing the trick. Yeah, thank you, Glupa. Yeah, I mean, I've got a whole shelf here in my studio that's filled with models, and then that I've done, and another shelf upstairs in the house that's got a bunch of models I've done on it. They're all for sale, but you know, they don't sell very quickly, and that's okay. I've sold a few here and there, and it's always a nice day when that happens. Most of the sales that I do are through commission work. You know, somebody will ask if, hey, could you do this? I'm like, of course I can. What do you want? You know, and then we find a model they like, and then we do it. I think my last commission was an octopus, which is featured on the channel here for a girlfriend of mine, and she really liked octopi. So we found a model she liked, and then did a video about it. Besides the live streaming here for Spider Gwen, I will be doing a fully produced video for through through the whole painting and all that, the whole process here. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna have a special little surprise. So I'm really excited to showcase this model. A surprise beside the giveaway, I should say. Going to be adding something to the end of the video that's a little different. Should be pretty cool. Okay, I like the way that's looking. I think we should let that dry. can't recall if I got both areas of her chest here. I feel like I missed this side. I see a spot I did miss. Oh, you saw the octopus. Thank you. Thanks for watching that. That's really cool. Yeah, that one was a lot of fun to do. She gave me complete artistic freedom on it, so I had, well, neither of us had the slightest idea of what direction I was going to go in when I started it. And you saw the video, it's like that's what I was feeling at the time, and she absolutely loved it. So that mission was a success, thankfully. And I'm just kind of letting the light play on the statue to make sure I didn't leave any areas of paint that had like too much paint or anything dripping. Looking for a consistent texture throughout. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the octopus was a really fun commission. I really enjoyed doing that one. After this model, I have another commission that I'm going to be working on. It's so cute, too. It's so cute. It's going to be a son of a bitch to paint, but it's really cute. You want to see it? I'll show you guys. I don't know if I've showed anybody this one yet. Let me just get my mic. This has got to dry for a second. So, anyways, this is my next commission. Oh yeah, there's Spider Gwen's feet. So this is my next commission. It's the child, little baby Yoda. I have not prepped him or done anything yet. So that part will be fun. And he's tiny. He's very small. The logo there. So this guy's gonna be really fun to do though. Person I'm doing him for really loves the character, which I do too as well. It's always nice when you really like the subject matter that you have to paint. Um, and it's just easier to be inspired when you really like the subject matter. I think that's the best way I can put it. Okay, I'm feeling like I'm done with her body part for the most part. Yeah, a little bit of green. Just the only green in it really is just his head and his hands. The rest of it's all like tan, white. The little carriage that he sits in is kind of like gray white. It's kind of beat up. It'll be fun though. And I love green. I love working with greens. So that will be also a fun part. So I'm just setting her body aside. And I think what I'm going to do now is a little bit of airbrushing, which should be fun. Green shades. Yes. I'm gonna be doing. I'm feeling like a lot of dry brushing is gonna come into that one. I'll be airbrushing some base tones down and stuff, but trauma from greens. Yikes! What kind of greens would you have trauma from? That sounds scary. I wouldn't like green trauma. I'm going to wipe off my phone screen here. All right. Let's get out our airbrush. Uh-oh, trigger feels a little bit sticky. Let's break this down really quick. Oh, I see some paint in there. We might have to do a little cleaning beforehand. You can watch me break down my airbrush. Oh, okay. I take it you had a project with a lot of greens in it that drove you crazy. I get that. Oh yeah, there's some paint stuck to this needle. Yikes. Bad airbrush care right there. That's my fault. Drop this bad boy in the cleaner for a minute. Well, you can see maybe there's some paint stuck here. 30 needle. Never want to start off an airbrush session with that. Any kind of airbrushing, really. So I'm going to clean the body just to make sure there's no paint and stuff. Get all that cleaned off. I'm going to clean the body, get these gaskets inside cleaned off. And then the needle, of course, will clean with that. And right now I'm going to scrape out the inside to make sure there's no residue or what some of us might call a SCOBY inside there. I need to get a new needle cleaner, nozzle cleaner. This will work for now. This is my Evolution CR Plus. It's like my aunt is sending me a message. Oh, it looks pretty clean, but we're going to still put this in the jewelry cleaner. This is the nozzle. Nozzle head looks pretty clean. I don't see any paint in there, so I think we're good. So we'll go ahead and put these parts in for a quick clean. Ooh. Come on, baby. There we go. Oh, I forgot. I just refilled my airbrush cleaner. So I use an ultrasonic jewelry cleaner first. I can show you that. So this is my jewelry cleaner. And I'll let the airbrush, the parts that I need to clean, I'll let those soak in the ultrasonic for a few. And that gets all the paint loosened up and everything and makes it really easy to clean up afterwards. And the way I do that, I have these brushes and then simply a paper towel with some alcohol on it. Very simple, very quick, very easy. For anyone watching this, not necessarily live, but in the future, take good care of your airbrush, even if it's a shitty one, and it'll go a long way. You'll get good results out of it. And it looks pretty. It's nice to keep them pretty. I don't know. I like my airbrush to stay shiny and pretty looking. So I'm pretty anal about cleaning the parts and stuff. So, if I may ask, what was it that you painted What kind of piece was it that you painted where the green became such a nightmare? Got another minute in the ultrasonic cleaner here. Excuse me. It does look better when someone else is doing it. I don't mind it. I enjoy it. I mean, it's part of the hobby. Um, Eve from Stellar Blade. I'm not familiar with her. I'll have to look her up. Is this a three-dimensional model or a two-dimensional? Ah, all right. Airbrush is done cleaning. Okay, I'll have to check her out. Um, who made the 3D model? Who's it by? Look at all that paint I left in there. Yeah, that's all right. We're all better now. There we go. That feels good. Bulkmancer. I've never heard of them. CA3D Studios. I love their work. I am a paid subscriber to their Patreon. Done quite a few of their models. Did you see the turtle fairy, the fairy blossom that I did of theirs? That one was a blast. I really enjoyed painting her and the turtle. It was painstaking, but it was fun. It's a really, really nice model. And then I just did Nightcrawler by CA3D Studios just recently as well. That one was also fun. Okay. Boom. Nice and pretty again. There we go. Trigger feels right. Love it. Yeah, the turtle was really nice. I saw a lot of different iterations that people had done too. Everybody did really great work on the fairy and the turtle. I really enjoyed seeing how other people did theirs. I went on my own with that one. I didn't go by the reference photos for color or anything like that. Um, but really enjoyed how she turned out. It was cool how both of them turned out. Do you do your own 3D printing as well, Klupa? Have you have you put that fairy blossom up on a slicer yet and taken a look at it? How detailed the turtle is? That thing was fucking crazy. Clean the dust out of here. All right. So for the inside, I guess I should kind of explain what I'm doing. Well, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just explain it as I go along, because that's how we do. So I'm gonna lay down some metallic first. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's a great idea. Maybe I should offer that to some people around here. A really good idea. Like, if anybody wants something 3D printed for you or your kids to paint, I'm available. I get enough paid models, I could get somebody to pay for a new 3D printer for me. Which I do want a new one. I want the new. I want the Anycubic Photon Max, the M7 Max. That thing is bitching. So this is the first color I'm laying down. It's Vallejo 77.703 aluminum oscuro or dark aluminum. Fantastic metallic color. Brush is really nice, and it sprays really nice as well. It's very viscous. Don't need to add any water to it at all. Straight out of the bottle, it sprays very nicely. We got a problem here. What is up with that? I think I didn't get my nozzle on tight enough. My vendor doesn't like it, but I feel like it's good for both sides. He's a great artist. I want to do it myself. He doesn't like that you're painting the model. What is going on here? Okay, I think I know. I think I didn't get my needle in far enough. Let's see if we can correct that. Having a little issue here, a little technical difficulty. Okay. This is a technical difficulty that's a first for me. Now, if it keeps happening, it could be that my gasket got offset. Okay, now we're not dripping paint. There we go. That solved the problem. Okay, didn't have the needle in all the way. All right, back to business here. So your vendor doesn't like that you're painting it yourself, like he would rather paint it? Is that what you mean? He or she? They or them? Yeah, good as new. Much better. Fucking rookie mistake there. I didn't push my needle in all the way. Like, really? How long have I been airbrushing? Jeez. So thank God I don't have to paint the entire inside of this thing because her head's going to be covering most of this shit up. How much of a pain in the ass all those webs would be. No, well, you could tell them tough shit. It sounds to me like your vendor is jealous of your painting skills and is afraid that you're going to take his commissions. That's what I think. God, that dark aluminum that Vallejo makes is just so, it's so pleasing. It is such a friggin' nice metallic. Cool. All right. I think we're good there. Oh, let me see a spot I don't like. There we go. Mm-hmm. I think I like that. Oh, I love this song. I'm going to turn this up a little bit while I clean my airbrush. Get ready for the next color. Excuse me. All right, need to blow dry this out a little bit. Lazy blow drying. That should be pretty good. Still a little tacky. Try something else here. Put some cool air on it. Next up, That's a little too loud. I don't like it. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I'm liking that. I think that magenta looks good. Got a nice metallic flavor inside. I like it. Okay. I just realized there's a crack in her hood. Well, we certainly don't want that. Fix that real quick. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Is my glue stuck? Yeah, unfortunately, shit happens, right? Easy fix though. Not too concerned. Why allow such a tiny thing to create more frustration than necessary? Okay. Need to make a new tip for my glue. So we're going to do that using one of these bad boys. And that just, I got to clean that edge up a little more. No, probably not going to fit. Oh well, fuck it. So in that case, we will do... do it like this. Put a little drop of glue right here. Take my Q-tip, dip it in said drop. Done. Flip the Q-tip around and wipe off the excess. Fixed. Just like that. Easy peasy. No big squeezy. No big a deal. Oh, 10 o'clock now. I got a little more time left. Paint for a little more. think I want to do the outside of her hood next. Kind of knock that out and get it out of the way. I'm getting excited that I'm closer and closer to being able to just do her portrait and call this model done. I'm very excited to get to that point because I'm excited to give her away. I think that's gonna be fun. Just using some alcohol to loosen up this paint in the cup. So glupa, sorry. Do you do is it because you find it to be like the toughest part? No, I just love doing the portrait. That's my favorite part. I love doing portraits. The body and everything else. I mean, I guess I guess it another aspect of it is the fact that like here goes my air compressor again. Sorry about that. The other part that makes me happy about doing the portrait is that when I do pieces like this, I like to start with the base and then work my way up. And that being said, usually the portrait is the last thing you do because that's at the it's like the capstone of the model. It lets you know, the model's done. So it's just kind of like my favorite exciting part to do because you know that when you're done with the portrait, you know that when you're done with the portrait, the model's done and it's ready to go. I know a lot of people like to work from the top down, and it's just not how I like to do it. I like working from the bottom up. Another bonus to doing it that way is that your model kind of stands itself up as you go along. You know, if it's keyed properly and assembled properly. Just how I do it. You know, I just like it that way. All right. So we're gonna go with light gray for the hood. It's gonna be the first base tone. And for this light gray, I'm just using this really cheap paint called Roisafar, I guess. I don't know who makes it. Or Roisafar makes it, I guess. But it's very cheap airbrush paint, and it's really workable. I really enjoy working with it, especially for the price. The price point is excellent. And for airbrushing or even standard brushing, it it's pretty good straight out of the bottle. In this case, I am mixing it with some water because I don't need it to be very thick. I'm gonna be spraying a couple of coats. Probably mixed it a little too thin there. So I'm going to go ahead and add another drop of paint. Another drop or three. So I'm using this backflush method of stirring my paint. I just added a little water directly to the cup. For those of you who don't use this method, I just added water directly to the cup instead of mixing it separately in a separate cup. And then you just kind of pinch the needle a little bit right here, and you see bubbles, and you're mixing your paint. Cheat mixing. Yeah, I like that. It feels good. It's a little tricky to hold on to this guy right now while I'm painting it. This is going to be the best method. Ugh. So, a little suggestive, but that's going to work. And of course, I need more paint now. Set that aside while we mix. Just a couple drops. Now I set the piece aside for a moment because sometimes when you're mixing like this, the bubbles will splash, and you don't want that happening on something you're trying not to splash fucking paint on. Pretty self-explanatory, but you know, I want it ingrained into your brain so you don't make the same mistake I find it to do. Okay, there we go. I think that's looking pretty good. It's looking very hoodie. Just get my fingers out of there without fucking anything up. There we go. I think that looks very nice. Good coating. Come on, my airbrush cleaner's overflowing, so floor dump it is. I'd like to thank everyone, subscribers and non, for dropping in tonight and hanging out. These live streams have kind of become a regular thing lately. I took the week off just because I sounded like absolute shit. I still do. Um, but if you like what you're watching and you're new to checking out my channel, this is where I do all the obligatory thank yous and please hit the like button and definitely hit the subscribe button. Click on those bell notifications so you know whenever I drop a new video or go live. And definitely feel free to stop in and say hi. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I also appreciate criticism and suggestions as well. Um, I've been drawing and painting pretty much since I could pick up a crayon when I was 3 years old, whatever. My parents got me into, started putting things of art in front of me and let me explore the world that way. And here I am at 51 years old and being a just having newly discovered 3D printing about a year and a half ago. And now I'm applying my artistic skills to painting 3D printed models and hopefully sharing this hobby with you guys and some of my skill sets and just having a place for all of us to kick back and learn learn new things and enjoy each other's company. I'm just kind of doing a thorough cleaning on my airbrush off camera here. So we are at the point where we need to let some paint dry. And a lot of times I like to take like the last few minutes of my evening or my whatever last few minutes of my live stream to take questions and just hang out and bullshit for a minute. Trying to open up my airbrush cleaner here because I believe this pot to be very full right now. It's pretty full. Clean this out real quick. The mud. Get all the nastiness out of this thing. The nice thing about having my studio in the garage is that I've got a hose at my feet and I can just fucking dump paint on the ground and clean it right off. It's kind of funny, like the neighborhood mailboxes are right across from my studio, and there's some of the neighbors in the hood don't know what it is I'm doing in here. And it's kind of funny to see the looks on their faces when they come to get their mail and they look over at me working in my studio and they're just looking at everything like, what in the fuck is going on in there? And then there's people that'll stop in and, they're curious enough to ask, like, what are you doing in here? And they'll come over and, I'll show them some of the statues and stuff and my 3D printing setup and everything. And it's just, it, it's great. It's cool, like seeing people so curious and they enjoy seeing what I'm doing. And even better when they have their kids with them and the kids come over and they're just mind blown. Like, oh my god, can you do Spider-Man? It's just fun. Yeah, thank you, Gloopa. I appreciate that. That was one thing I thought about doing with the live streams. Um, because when I get into this, like, I don't really have a plan. I'll have like a color reference photo in some cases. Like for Spider Gwen, I wanted her to be accurate to the comic books, for the Spider Verse and stuff. Um, she's got a lot of fans out there, and I wanted to do her justice. So I used some reference photos, and um, the look I was the look I was getting from the reference photos was that, well, pretty much what you're getting when you see the paintwork here. All the colors are pretty much to accuracy for the comic book, and then there's other times where I have artistic freedom, like with the Turtle Fairy. I was able to kind of, I did her my way. I completely made up the way I wanted to do it, um, color and all, and I love the way it turned out. Um, Same with other models, that don't really have a backstory. And then Nightcrawler, of course, I did him comic book accurate. But like you said, inspiring future generations with Spider-Man's absolutely. Um, I mean, who wouldn't want to be able to spin webs and swing around the city and be like hyper acrobatic like that? I mean, fucking that would be so fun. It'd be so fun. And he's not so OP that people are scared of him. I don't know how to explain it. It's just Spider-Man's dope, but yeah, like aside from like teaching people, you know, different skills and things like that through the channel, you get to see the thinking and the creative process behind it. From start to finish. And that's what I like about doing these live streams. Um, that's kind of what gave me the inspiration to get online and do them. I'd seen, it wasn't an original idea. I was like watching a bunch of other people doing live streams, and I'm just like, dude, I kind of got to try that out. And so here I am. Um, I don't believe I've ever had you. It could be anybody. It's just that relatable. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, if that was directed at me. Um, but yeah, I just, I was watching a lot of other live streams with people out there, and like I thought, oh, I got a YouTube channel. I paint, like I will say this about. Let me explain something. I have ADD, so unless I'm hyper focused on something, I get very off track sometimes. So please forgive me if I go off on tangents and lose track of where I'm at. It happens sometimes. Back to the creative process, though, you get to see that, and the one thing I was going to say is I don't doing live streams. I definitely don't get as much work done if I'm not live streaming. If I'm working, without live streaming, I move along much, much faster. Um, and I think it's because, obviously I'm interacting with people. I want to answer your questions and be present for you, and everything, and hang out. That's what we're here for, is to just kind of, this is a Friday night or Saturday morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. Um, that's our hangout time. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to do this as often as I can. And, and that's also providing that, you know, it's not taking too much time away from my wife, which is kind of what I'm gearing up for right now. Not only is I have a rule. I start off with I use an iPhone to do my recording, and start off with a full battery. And when that battery runs out, that's pretty much the end of the live stream. Especially if it's an evening time live stream for me. Um, that just means it's time to get upstairs and hang out with the wife. My wife and I do love each other very much, and we have a hell of a lot of fun together, and I absolutely adore spending time with her. So I have boundaries in not letting the channel take time away from her. Right now, I'm just clear coating the hood, prepping it for tomorrow, and I'm using this Krylon Fusion clear flat, just so y'all know. Doing the clear coat just provides a layer of protection for the paint we just put down. I'm going to do the same with the inside of the hood, even though it's not an area that's really going to get touched at all. There we go. That's all clear coated now. I was afraid of that alligator clip doing that. That's all right. I can touch that spot up later. So there we go. And tomorrow we're gonna be I'm gonna be doing doing the blue striping in here. So I'll show you exactly what I'm working on. The inside of the helmet is gonna look like that with her arms, which were also done in the same method of getting the metallic down first, and then laying down the magenta on top of that, followed by the blue on the webbing. And I'm not going to be doing the entire inside of the hood, just because the only parts that are going to be visible are around the edges where her head isn't taking up space. So it's not going to be that much of a nightmare to do that, but it's still going to be a nightmare. It's a lot of little details and shit to work on in there. So yeah, there's that. The edges of the hood, like, you mean, let me adjust my lighting. You mean like over here? I mean, I'm not done with the outside of the hood yet. There's going to be some shadow in here. I'm going to be using Drakenhof Nightshade to get into these shadows. And then there's going to be white highlights and stuff. It's hard to tell, but this is actually a very light gray. So it's still going to take some color. I did the same exact thing with her upper body. This part of her costume is the same. It's that was all done. That was all done with like a really light gray, and then a Drakenhof nightshade to get into the shadows and stuff. And I'll be doing the same treatment on the hood here, and same with the inside. Now, as the edges of the hood, I guess you're assuming this part. I'm feeling like I'm gonna clean that up, or I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say because it looks good on its own, and it'll have nice details on the edges here. Yeah, no, not really. I don't really have anything in mind other than bringing the blue points up to the edges of the spider web. So you'll see these little blue edges where the spider webs are. Um, I mean, I could put like a bright white. I could put. Sorry, my camera's a little too high. I could put like a bright white line around the very edge of it, which would almost make it look like there's a drawstring inside. I did think about that, but again, the creative process, it'll speak to me as I go along, and it'll tell me what to do. If something doesn't look right, I'll change it. Like right now, I'm seeing a little bit of magenta overspray on this portion of the hood that doesn't belong there, so I'll end up fixing that. Um, you know, it's just sometimes I just got to sit back and take a look at everything as I go along. The one thing that I'm kind of bummed about is, well, I can't put her back in the hood right now because the paint's not going to be completely dried yet. But I guess I could try taking her head off. That's a little more safe. So you're only really going to see just this kind of edge right there because her hair kind of covers up a lot. The same on this side. So I mean, it's not going to take a hell of a lot of work, but I'll have to keep going back and forth to make sure that. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to paint towards the inside a bit just to make sure I don't miss anything. But like I said, we figured it out. We'll figure it out as we work along with it, and it'll be fun to figure it all out. I'll be glad when it's done. Almost there. Almost there. That's kind of cool looking, actually, with her with her head not in the hood. I'm liking the continuity right now from the hood, and then once I get the pants, you was gonna say which. I'm really sad that I missed these layer shifts right here. Sometimes you don't see something until you start painting it, and then it's like, oh, the faceless look cool. Yeah, it is cool looking. I think it looks neat. The headless Spider Woman. I'm just kind of like, what is she doing with this hand? Like, is she getting ready to pull to bring her hand up and pull the other side of her hood to take it off? That's what I'm wondering. Because like the next iteration of her hood is the hood is off like that, and I haven't even decided if I'm gonna do this hood yet or not. Um, I'm I'm probably just gonna stick with the one hood because I have the two other models in line that I really need to get to. So there's that. But yeah, I'm. so far, I'm really happy with the way she's turning out. I think tomorrow I'm definitely going to start. I got to mask off these edges here on her costume and then start airbrushing down on her pants and getting these highlights in and some shadow work done. Pants will go pretty quick and be nice and easy. And then I'll have some edges to clean up around her costume. Then I think I'll be comfortable to get to work on the portrait and call this model done. Hopefully, hopefully I get enough time to work on her this weekend. I can finish it this weekend. I would really like to because I really want to get to Grogu, get him going. Oh yeah, Glupa. Before my phone dies, I gotta. You. I don't think you said. I believe you said you've never done one of the live streams with us before. A lot of my subscribers have seen this project. You may have seen it yourself in let's see what sounds good to me like two more streams too. Yeah, I might actually live stream it. Like I was saying earlier though, I work a lot faster when I'm not live streaming and I do want to get her done. So yeah, but she's looking pretty sweet. I'm very happy with the way the point shoes turned out. The base looks fantastic. So that this from here down is done. And the rest is a lot of touching up and stuff. So, anyways, back to the. So I showed you Grogu. That's the next project. He's a commission. Paid commissions always take priority. So any any other little projects I have going on, uh, they get put on hold until I can get the commission done. But after that's done, this is my next goal is getting to work on Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga. Um, this is the largest project that SW3D Studios has ever done, and it is by far the largest print I've ever done, coming in at 100 105 or 106 separate pieces. This is the base. Yeah. Oh my God is right. This is the base. So that's my hand on the second part of the base. This is the first part. So that gives you an idea of scale. And then this is Boga's tail. This is just the tail. This is where the back leg starts. Like right here's where one of the back legs are. So to give you an idea of scale. Now if you've ever watched Star Wars, the scene. Okay, I've got 10% battery left. So the scene in Revenge of the Sith, it's right before Palpatine calls for Order 66, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's going after General Grievous, and he jumps on a Varactyl named Boga, and she's down here somewhere. You can see her feathers on her head and stuff. I don't want to dig too much through this. I want to keep some of it a surprise for everyone. This is just one of her legs in my hand. I mean, her fucking claw is as big as my hand. She is massive. So, gonna be a fuck ton of work, but I have a plan, and yeah, it is going to be wild. I'm super super excited. It's gonna take me months to do this, but I have a plan. So this piece right here is like an antenna array or something. And what I'm gonna do is there's like some radar dishes and shit that like you know that are in different parts of the model and everything. That's Obi-Wan Kenobi up here sitting on his thing. These are all the other parts to it too. There's more. So anyhow, I'm gonna be drilling some holes, and I have no idea how to do this yet. I gotta learn. But I'm gonna be drilling some holes. Got some drainage holes already, but there's gonna be holes going through. I'm gonna wire everything up, and some of these antennae are gonna have little LED, like red, green, and yellow LED lights that blink and stuff like that. And then when you turn it on, I have to reprint this, but here's this lightsaber. I'm going to reprint this in clear and hollow so that I can put an LED noodle inside of it. And when you turn it on, the lightsaber will ignite. All the little LED lights will start blinking on the antenna and everything. And and I'm going to put a soundboard inside of here so that when you turn it on, not only does the lightsaber ignites, the antenna blink, but you're also gonna see, or you're gonna hear the scene from Revenge of the Sith where Obi-Wan Kenobi gets on Boga, and you can hear Boga doing her blah, 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 cry, whatever, you know. I got a soundboard coming from Amazon where I'm gonna record that scene, and it's gonna play that scene when everything turns on, and I'm gonna have it turn on by probably there's an antenna that fits here, like a radar array, and I think that's going to be the button. The trigger's going to be right there in that hole, and you're going to push down the radar, and that's going to turn everything on. That's the idea. That's the plan. That's what I want to do. Yeah, yeah, total immersion, and I am doing this for myself. This is one of the few models I think I'm probably not gonna fucking sell it. It's just gonna be way too good. But holy shit, I got a lot of work to do on it. Like, for example, just the prep work alone, I've got these gaps to fill, which it's no problem to fill the gaps, but I want it to be seamless. So there's a trick you can use, baby powder. Sorry, my arm's shaking. Use a little bit of baby powder, and like sprinkle some baby powder on, like, say, an area the size of a quarter or a coin, and then you're going to use hot glue and squirt an area on there and kind of press it in and let it harden. And what that does is creates an impression of the skin. So when I lay the putty over here, I can use that as a stamp to create the same impression as the scales to make everything match and hopefully make these seams completely invisible. And I'm going to have to go through the whole model doing that. Here's one part right here. You can see I've already kind of started playing around with fixing it and stuff. But yeah, there is a fuck ton of post prep work that I'm going to have to do, especially on the base, to get all these gaps to fit together and stuff. And, everything's got to be seamless. It's got to be one solid piece. Yeah, it's very helpful info. The stamp. So baby powder first, okay, and you want to do that because you don't want the hot glue to stick to it. So you use baby powder. It won't cover in the area, but it'll coat it enough to keep the hot glue from actually sticking to it. And then you squirt down about a coin-sized piece, and you can leave like a little tendril sticking off of it even, and that's going to be your stamp. And when you flip it over, you'll see the impression of the scales. You're basically making a mold of the scales, and that way when you put your putty down, you can use that stamp to blend in those scales along with the rest of it. It's a great trick. I would do the same, filling that hole right there. I'll put putty in there and use the stamp, and hopefully create a seamless environment. And then on the base and stuff, I'll just be sealing that with, like, probably Sculpt-A-Mold. It's a really great way. You can thin out Sculpt-A-Mold really easily to get these gaps to disappear. Um, and I can also incorporate paint and pigments in it and stuff, and make it seamless. So, but as large as this model is, it's going to take a tremendous amount of work to get it done. But we'll get it done. We will accomplish the goal. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Glupa, thank you so much for hanging out today. I really, really appreciated your company and your inquisitions, your questions. How big the shelf? It's more like a coffee table. I'm gonna need an entire table to put that on there. It's huge. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with it. My office desk upstairs, it's definitely going to reside there. I have like an L-shaped table desk, uh, upstairs where my computer and everything is, and I have a feeling it'll sit on the L for a while. Probably driving my wife crazy hearing the button get pushed every 10 minutes or so, so I can geek out on it and giggle to myself. Um, hopefully, I'm that happy with it when I'm done. Be like a little kid in the candy store with it. And then from that point, I don't know, everything's for sale for a price. So eventually, if somebody throws enough money at me for it, I'm not going to turn it down. You know, can always make another one. It always goes faster the second time around you make something too, because you know exactly what to do the second time around. You've caught all the mistakes, hopefully, that you're going to catch, and um, it goes from there. So yeah. Anyways, my phone is about to die, which means the live stream is coming to a close. Glupa, thank you again very much for subscribing to the channel, for being here, hanging out with me tonight, hanging out with all of us, and just chilling. It was a really good time. Second one, even, yeah, second one definitely even better. Yeah, no, thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out. It was an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to more interactions with you. And invite your friends too. If you know anybody in your community that you think might dig the channel, feel free to share it and tell them to come join us when we do our live streams and stuff. And oh, that reminds me of a question, Glupa. Do you do any of your own content that I can come check out? Do you have any of your paintworks on your YouTube channel and everything? I'd love to subscribe and see what you do. Before I go, I need to ask that. Holy cow, it's almost 11 o'clock here. Oh, yeah, I need some downtime. I'm just an amateur hobbyist myself. You know, I'm a professional artist, but I'm a very, very fucking amateur hobbyist just for yourself. That's totally cool. I mean, you can always post I mean, if you ever do feel like documenting of any of your work, you don't have to publish it. You can keep your work as unlisted. And then at least that way, if you want to share or show anybody some of your work, you just go to the unlisted content and it'll have a link that you can share with people and they can go look, but your work is still private. The only people that can watch it are people that you share the link with. Just in case you didn't know that. But if you ever do something like that, please let me know. I'd love to come check out your work, and see what you do. It'd be very cool. Another way we could do that is you can find me on Instagram under the same name, the 3D Painter. My name is Ron, and yeah, uh, I have. I should add one last thing. Quite a few people have asked me, why don't you show your face in your videos? And it's simply because the channel's not about me. It's just about the hobby and the camaraderie and us hobbyists just coming together and sharing ideas and enjoying what we do here. That's what it's about. So um, I think about it when I'll get to that Nightcrawler. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do. It was just a thought, if you ever do want to share your work, you can record stuff and just keep it unlisted, keep it private, and only share with the people you want. That's one thing I love about having I have unlisted content on my channel that I don't share with anybody but like friends and family and stuff like that. So um, it's nice. Um, but yeah, the channel's not about me. That's why I don't show my face. If you find me on Instagram, there's plenty of pictures of me and my wife and my daughter and our cats and our dog and food and all kinds of shit on there, along with all the paint projects and stuff I do. So feel free to add me on Instagram, send me a message so I know who you are, and I'll add you because it is a permission page. I don't just add anyone. But anyhow,